Their bodies kept glowing, even in their graves. Yet, their employers claimed, radium is completely safe. Today, I'm telling you one of the most tragic and disturbing stories of the 20th century, the true story of the Radium Girls. In 1898, Pierre and Marie Curie discovered radium, but at the time, no one truly understood how dangerous this element really was. Instead, many scientists, supported by powerful companies, began promoting radium as something beneficial. Soon, it was added to cosmetics, medicines, and even toothpaste. By the early 1920s, an American company called the United States Radium Corporation started producing a glowing paint made with radium. They called it Undark. One of its most common uses: watch dials that glowed in the dark. To paint them, the company hired young female artists who were excited to get such a respected job. At the time, jobs for women were extremely limited, and this one not only paid well, but was also believed to be good for their health. Yes, people truly thought that working with radium was healthy. During their shifts, the paintbrushes would often lose their shape. The girls were told to sharpen them with their lips, to lick the tips and keep them pointed. At the time, no one realised what this simple habit would lead to. The girls actually loved the glow of the paint. They used it to decorate their nails, their lips, even their clothes. They were the centre of attention at every party. And people started calling them Ghost Girls, a nickname that sadly would become a prophecy. But soon, the women working at the factory began to show strange and alarming symptoms. They started experiencing anemia, constant fatigue, bleeding gums, and severe pain in their jaws. Their teeth began to fall out, and their bones became so fragile that some women could no longer walk for fear of fractures. The first known victim at the United States Radium Corporation was a 24-year-old worker named Molly Maggia. When she went to the dentist to have a tooth removed, he easily pulled it out, along with part of her jawbone. Molly died on September the 12th, 1922. The women desperately tried to understand what was happening to their bodies. But the company's doctors gave them all the same diagnosis: syphilis, blaming their suffering on so-called immoral lifestyles. In 1924, the company hired a Harvard professor, Dr. Cecil Drinker, to investigate the working conditions inside the plant. But later, it was discovered that the report submitted by the company had been completely rewritten and showed only positive results, hiding the true dangers of radium exposure. By mid-1925, 5 factory workers took the company to court, accusing them of hiding the truth about the working conditions and causing serious harm to their health. The women demanded compensation for their medical expenses and long-term damages, and they won. But by then, many of their former co-workers were already dead, dying in agony from radiation sickness. Their suffering was slow, painful, and haunting. Some of their bodies even continued to glow in their coffins. As for the company itself, it went bankrupt in the 1940s. The factory building was eventually demolished. But when the site was tested in 1979, it was still found to be radioactive. The Radium Girls case pushed the government to finally take action. It led to the creation of workplace safety laws and new protections for employees against corporate negligence. Strict protocols for handling hazardous materials were developed as a direct result of what these women endured. And the medical research done on their bodies helped scientists better understand the effects of radiation on the human body. Sometimes the price of discovery is far too high. The tempting glow of radium turned out to be the glow of death itself.